Hello, welcome to the Raw Recap, brought to you by WrestleBuddy with yours truly, the Drip King. What we had tonight was a filler episode of Raw. I'm not going to put it any other way. It was filler. I saw someone point out it seems like they realized they were going against the playoffs. Yep, that's what it seemed like they're doing. They didn't put a whole lot of effort in, but they did give us a decent show. Some things happened. We got much better matches than we got last week, so that's a good thing. And Money in the Bank qualifiers. Thank you. But let's get into the show. They starting off Miz TV. Looking good tonight. Of course, babe. Looking good as well. I will be there as soon as the show is over. But we starting to show off Miz TV, getting it out the way, right out the gate. I know a lot of people they don't like Miz TV anymore. So put it on first, get it out of the way, and then focus on the rest of the show. Very weird intro for Miz TV. His guest tonight was none other than I don't even know if he's the advocate anymore, but Paul Heyman. So it was interesting because he was already in the ring, but Miz is trying to introduce him. But anyway, Miz runs down Money in the Bank stuff because the briefcases are above the ring. So he's talking it up, talking about, he's bat 100, every time he cashes in, he's WWE champ. But Paul Heyman then says, but there's 0% chance that whoever wins that briefcase is taking it home because the tribal chief is the champ and he's not losing to anybody. And with that, then Paul Heyman starts running down Riddle, and then that's when Riddle interrupts Miz TV yet again. He comes down, and Riddle says, Roman is going to have to kill me to prevent me from taking that WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship title. Bro, some fire to Riddle tonight. You saw how serious he is. You saw how much he wants to beat that man down. So that's what we're going to on SmackDown. I look forward to it. I hardly ever watch Friday Night SmackDown. I'm tuning in this week because I can't wait to watch my bro Riddle beat Roman Reigns. I'm saying it here. You heard it from me. I don't want to hear no negativity talking about I'm crazy. We ain't doing that. You can talk to me Saturday morning after SmackDown happens, and I'll be rubbing it in your face that Riddle's the new champ. But on to the Raw. That's down the road. We're going to talk about Raw tonight. From there, we transition right into the Usos coming out. Riddle's all like, oh, no, a little bit scared, a little bit. But then out come the Street Profits to get his back. This is the size. Yes, but as I have pointed out, he doesn't need to go full-blown this. He can be bro. He can switch it on. He can do what he does. He can do what you're saying as well, and it works beautifully, and that's why Riddle is the man. It works the way he's doing it. But yes, you've been saying it for months, so kudos on that. So Street Profits, Usos down there. We go into a one-on-one match between Montez Ford and Jimmy Uso. This was a good match to start the show off. It was nothing special. I think these guys could take it to a whole nother level, but why give away too much for a match that could have it could be a bigger deal later on down the road. Both these guys could be top mid-card. I know a lot of people pushing Montez as the main event guy. I personally don't think I see it anymore. I thought it at first, don't see it anymore, but I think he could be a very big deal in the mid-card, and him and Jimmy Uso, they could have great matches down the road. So this was a good match. It was nice to see Jimmy Uso get the win. Again, this match is worth your time. I think it was a good match. Again, nothing special, just real good fluidity with their match. They have chemistry. They've been wrestling each other a lot with tag teams. I think this is the first one-on-one match we've seen between them. Not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, but it was a good match. From there, we go to the backstage, and we got Seth Rollins, and he's holding the sledgehammer, and he's talking about Cody, and he's talking about his qualifying match against AJ Styles tonight. He's saying he did WWE a service by taking out Cody, because Cody was trying to wrestle Money in the Bank with a torn pec, and that doesn't work. And then he just goes on and on about Cody. So that story is not done. When Cody comes back, we are going to finish it the proper way. No injury involved. So expect that fourth match. And man, to think that Cody is going to go 4-0 over Seth is crazy. But that's probably what's going to happen. A solid match. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. Especially after last week, because we got no solid matches last week. We didn't even get a solid match. It was all just bleh, poop. So at the end of the bit, AJ Styles comes in. He forearms Seth while he's sitting down. And he says, that one's for Cody. And he leaves. Nice little Bullet Club reference, as some people have pointed out. Back to the show. Commercial break. Come back. We get Dana Brooke versus Becky Lynch again. Yep. That seems to be the general consensus everyone has. I'm not going that far into the future. I think there's other options they could go with. But that wouldn't be a terrible one at all. I would not be mad. But Becky Lynch comes out and she just pretty much mollywops Dana Brooke. She does not even, just beats the piss out of her, throws her into the ring, out of the ring, into the barricade, onto the table, starts slamming her head into the table, grabs the microphone, and just starts cutting a promo mid-match while Dana Brooks is laid out. She's gone, done for. She's talking about Asuka, talking about Money in the Bank. And then Asuka comes down. They meet in the aisle. They start fighting. They go in the ring. They fight some more. Asuka gets up her hand. Becky leaves, retreats. Asuka stands tall in the ring. I beat you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then as Becky's backing up, I found this to be very interesting because of what happened following it. But as Becky's leaving, Alexa is coming out. And they have a little back and forth chit-chat where Becky's like, good luck to you. I hope you win. We got unfinished business. And then Alexa just waves to her and then continues the ring. Commercial break, come back. They start showing the Money in the Bank from a few years ago where Alexa Bliss wins. How did she win? She pushed Becky Lynch off the ladder and then climbed up and got the thing. I don't think this was done accidentally. I think there was a reason for them having that walk past and then the package. I think we might be going into an Alexa Bliss Becky Lynch program after Money in the Bank. Not mad at that. That's a good SummerSlam match if you ask me, and it's a perfect way to get Alexa, boom, into the main event against Bianca or Rhea, whoever holds the title after SummerSlam. So I look forward to that. But this match, as Alexa was out, it's going to be Alexa and Liv Morgan taking on Dewdrop and Nikki ASH, and the winners of the tag team match get to be in the Money in the Bank match at Money in the Bank. Decent tag match from the ladies. I'm not even going to hate on any of it. I think for the time they were given, I think they put on a solid little match. Liv looked strong. I think that's going to be the theme going into Money in the Bank. They're going to make Liv look really strong and make you think she's going to win it. It'll get Becky out of the title picture for a while, which is needed. Yep. And the only reason she was still in it is because people were walking, but I'm not going there. We're done with all that. Becky's there right now to help elevate the entire women's division because that's what she does. She's doing a fantastic job with it. End of that. But Alexa and Liv, they end up picking up the victory when Alexa pins Nikki ASH, who now has black and gold instead of blue and gold for a gear. Not that that's that important because no one really cares about Nikki ASH anymore. But so we have Alexa, Liv, and man, I'm hating myself right now. They're in the Money in the Bank match so far. So we have, I think, 4 more spots available. We'll see who gets those. SmackDown's really thin, so I expect Raw to be booked heavy in this match. We will see, though. After that, we go to Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel, the rematch from Hell in a Cell. And this match was much better than the match at Hell in a Cell. Not that the match at Hell in a Cell was bad. I think this match was better. This one seemed like they actually didn't like each other a little bit more. Kevin took a nasty little fireman's carry onto the steps, made my back do that number right there. He hit the corner. But at one point, Kevin Owens, he knocks Ezekiel down with something, and then he goes to the outside. No, he gets knocked outside, and then he hears the commentator saying something about Ezekiel, and he loses it. He goes over, starts ripping the table apart, jumps on the table, starts screaming at the top of his lungs, and he gets counted out. Ezekiel wins. So he gets his revenge victory over Kevin Owens. Oh, excuse me, kind of. Kevin Owens walks back, mad as shit. As this is happening, Ezekiel says it's time for Zeke to speak. He talked to his older brother Elias. He's very excited about Money in the Bank, and because of his excitement, he will be showing up on Monday Night Raw next week to perform a concert. That's right. We are going to walk with Elias yet again as he performs next week on Raw. I am fully invested on how they're going to pull this off. I was like, what are they going to do after Hell in a Cell with this whole storyline? Don't know what they're going to go with it. But now they're going to bring in Elias back into the picture. And I'm like, okay, you got me. I'm back invested. I want to know how this is happening. I want to know what's going on next. So we will see. He also made a reference that he wants Money in the Bank, but that's not as big a deal as Elias coming back for a concert. Next up, MVP versus Cedric Alexander. MVP wins. That's all I need to tell you. It was nothing. He made a promo about Cedric being pain in the butt, and then he beat him 1, 2, 3. That's it. Omos got involved a little bit, but yeah. After that, we go to match of the night, and you guessed it, it's AJ Styles versus Seth Franklin Rollins. Great match. They've had a better match, not gonna lie, but for a match on Raw in the middle of the show, it doesn't get any better than seeing a Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles match. We got poor Cedric. I'm gonna get to the poor stuff in a minute. I do feel a little bad for Cedric. If anything, just send him down to NXT with Apollo and let him do things down there. But I saw a bunch of people saying poor insert wrestler's name here. I'm gonna touch on that in a minute. But I actually agree with that one, poor Cedric, because he just doesn't get shit. But Seth Rollins ends up winning a back and forth match with AJ. He outsmarted him, honestly. That's all it was. He attacked the leg, he went for the Styles Clash, didn't work. Back drop down 1, 2, 3. It was just a masterclass of just how if you just give these guys time to go, they're gonna give us great stuff. Seth and AJ are gonna deliver every single time. Watch the match. That's all I can say. So Seth Rollins is the first man that's qualified for Money in the Bank. Good deal. He needs to be in it because everyone thinks he's going to win it. I don't. But it's definitely there. He could win it, and it's believable. It would make sense for the Cody story, but we will see. Seth Rollins is your first man, though. I'm looking forward to him in it because he's going to shine in these kind of matches. Next up, we got Riddle versus Champa, which I was very excited about when I saw. I was like, man, if anything's going to top Seth and AJ, this potentially could. We had Miz on commentary, which I hope is not a predecessor to a Miz Riddle story after the Rome. I really hope not, because Riddle's above that at this point. But anyway, Riddle versus Champa. It was a good match. It didn't live up to the hype that I was setting up for it. Seth versus AJ match of the week. Yes, in this very short week, it is the match of the week. I actually think it would be hard to top it. We'll see. But yes, Riddle versus Champa. It was a good match. Champa got a little bit of time here to showcase himself a little bit. He got some offense. He got more offense in than I actually thought he would. But it was as David here said, it was a solid match. I am mad at it. I would like to see Champa get a little bit more offense. He got offense in. I'm not going to front. I'd like to see him get a little bit more in with a little bit more time, maybe with just a different opponent. You can't put him in with the number one contender for the WWE title and when he hasn't won anything yet. It doesn't make sense. But solid match. So that's the theme for tonight. We're getting solid matches across the board. I'm disqualifying Dana versus Brooke because there was not even a winner. It's not a match. So no. So Riddle wins. Come back, and Bianca's cutting a promo. She's talking about Rhea. Then on the Titantron, out comes Rhea, and she cuts a nice promo. What up, Tidy? Good to see you, bud. Glad you could join us. you're in for some good wrestling tomorrow, Tidy, when you tune in to watch it. I'll just put it that way for you. Champa seems to be the putter over. Hey, and that's fine. I think that's a good spot for Champa. I just think he needs more time in the ring for people so that at least he's not winning matches. He still looks good. I think that's what they need to do with him. As I said to a friend of mine, I think a good spot for Champa would be as if he was just like a hired hitman for people, like The Miz. Hired people to come in and just take someone out for him. Never wins, but he kicks their ass. I think that'll be a good spot for him. But Rhea cutting a promo. Good promo in which she says, I don't have to tell people I'm intimidating. I am. That's all it boils down to. Then out, they pan out. There's Finn, there's Damian. They briefly touch on, I think they're going to wait for next week when they're not up against the NBA and they're not missing some viewers to really touch on the whole why Edge is gone. They touched on it very briefly. The whole thing is not to listen to others. Edge is telling us what to do. Like, we have to listen to him. Boom. Very simple. It works. That's all there is to it. Now everyone, as Damian Priest put out, we are all equals now. I like it. I think that's how it should be. I think it's brilliant. We will see where it goes from here. Maybe they'll add on to it and give us a more in-depth explanation, but I think what they gave us here works, and I'm okay with it. And that was it from Judgment Day. They're sticking with the Judgment Day name. They're sticking with the purple lighting. That's interesting. I thought they might switch it up, but we'll see. After that, they go to Theory. He's in the back. He's getting ready. He's got a pose down in the main event with Bobby Lashley. And yes, you heard that correctly. In the main event, we're just having a pose off between Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley. Any segment with Bobby Lashley, I'm usually like, I'm not excited about it. We'll get to that in a minute. After that, we go to a Mustafa Ali versus Chad Gable match. Another solid match. Nothing special, but it was I was entertained with it. They both got in some offense. Otis tried to pull Gable out. Ali kicked his hand, looked down at him. That allowed Gable to hit the rolling German suplex for the win. Gable wins. Again, solid match. Here's the issue. After the match, I see people, poor Ali. Okay, if Chad Gable win, if Mustafa Ali would have won, you know what we would have seen? Poor Chad Gable. Kind of like poor Champa, poor this, poor that. Everybody, for some reason, seems to think that literally everyone can win and nobody can lose. But when nobody loses because there's a count out or a disqualification, everybody's mad about it. There's no pleasing everybody. It's just possible. Why people are always like, poor so-and-so when they lose. Stop it. We need to stop this. Again, I am with the poor Cedric that was here early. I absolutely agree with that one because he doesn't even get time to showcase himself. He just goes out there and loses his quick matches. It sucks for him. But when you have people like the ones I see the most is Gable and Mustafa Ali, and now Ciampa's getting it as well too. These guys, they can't all win. They're there to help elevate the mid card. I think Mustafa Ali is in the middle of just being tore down before he gets something. That's my opinion. Chad Gable is a tag team special, so if he's losing the single match, who gives a shit? Stop with the poor nonsense. Stop it. It doesn't make sense. You can't. Everybody can't win. Some people have to lose, and when they're losing like this, you got a decisive winner, which is what everyone says they want to begin with. So I don't even know what you complain. I don't even think you know what you're complaining about. Stop it. But after that, like I said, Gable wins. Poor everyone else, not yet. Mustafa's getting airtime. Yep, tore down to the build like that. Exactly. WWE, this is something WWE is very infamous for. They tear people down. Just lose. Just tear them down. And then, boom, they're off to the races. At some point, just something clicks, and they're off to the races. And it's the fact that Mustafa Ali is getting time with his matches and not just the fact that he's like Cedric, just going out there getting beat down, and that's it. Tells me that there's something in the works for him. I'm going to wait before I start going, I want him to win. He will eventually. Give it time. Next up, we get Veer versus Rey Mysterio. Veer dominates as he should. He took out Dom on the outside as well. I didn't catch most of this match as I was setting things up. So but I did see Veer just pretty much dominate Rey most of the match. I hope this is over with. I know that they're going to still do a 2-on-1 match, but Veer's been there and dealing with these guys long enough. Move on from it. Let's see what Veer can do against other people, preferably his own size, not the Rey Mysterios that are 4 foot and Dominics that are like 75 pounds soaking wet. But if Veer dominated, so he clearly won. That's that. Now it's they teased the match for next week. It is Becky versus Asuka for a Money in the Bank qualifier match. That's interesting. I thought they'd fight at Money in the Bank, but only one of them will be in the qualifying match. This will be interesting. I think Becky wins because they teased the her and Alexa thing, but Asuka winning helps kind of fuel that Becky just spiraling out of control storyline. So we will see what happens here. Honestly, I think both of them should be in it, but I don't write this show, so that's what it is. And then the main event, it's the pose off between Theory and Bobby. And as I said, segments with Bobby, I'm like, my brain hurts. Why are they doing this? But Austin Theory is here to save the day. He is equipped with the head mic so he could talk that shit while he's posing. Each man got 3 poses. And I guess if Bobby wins, he gets a United States title match. So that's in there somehow. Austin Theory goes in, gets his poses, the facials on point. Oh yeah, and I'd be remiss to forget during the Theory promo earlier, he dropped the Cena line. So the shots are coming. It's happening. Cena, Theory, SummerSlam. Thank you very much. But back to the pose off. He hits the double muscles. He hits them. He hits the side one right here. Yeah, he hits that one. Then he hits that one. Bobby comes in, does the same ones. Bobby wins. Clearly, he wins. Faces always win these silly nonsense things. But then Theory's like, well, there's one more pose. There's one more pose for you, Bobby. And then he starts squirting oil in him. Then he hits him, drop kicks him. Bobby leaves. Then Austin Theory takes that phone and he gets the holding the belt. Here we go. Click, click, click. Taking the selfies with Bobby in the back, just getting baby wall off and all that. So Austin Theory got the last word. Yo, what up, Nick? Good to see you, buddy. And then we got Veer is quite good in the ring. The stereotypical gimmick is not, however, it is a stereotypical gimmick. I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is just that it's Mysterio, enhancement, Mysterio, enhancement, It's just the Mysterios over and over again. It's not going to work for him. He should have 4 times max Rey, Dom, and then Rey again, and then the 2-on-1. That should have been maximum that he messed with these dudes, and that hasn't been what it is. So Bobby Lashley, like I said, Bobby Lashley won the pose off. He gets the United States title match. Not sure when. Probably Money in the Bank. Maybe next week. I don't know. We shall see. As I said at the beginning, though, this is a filler. The man's green is 4, and he has the same match 5 times. Yeah. I think Veer has more to offer. I just don't think he could really showcase the pure strength and violence that he has with these little guys. I want to see him get in there with some big dudes and really throw them around. I think there's more to Veer. We just haven't had a chance to see it yet. His intensity is off the charts. Charisma for days. He has a great look to him. Just let me see what else he can do against some other people, man. But yes, filler, because NBA Finals game, I think 5 was tonight. So I think Raw was just like, they threw into it. Yeah, we're just going to give them whatever, and we'll be back to regularly scheduled program next week. But, yep, that was the show. Again, if you missed it, you didn't miss much other than just solid wrestling. And if you tune in to Raw for solid wrestling, you don't get to see it very often. So you should check out at least the matches here. The promo by Riddle was good. Again, shows fire, shows he's serious. And I really actually liked Theory's treat those fans. The fans got a show. I'm not even mad at what I saw. So if I'm not mad, if you're a WWE fan, you shouldn't be mad either. I was entertained. Next week's special. Yep, I'm about to get to it, babe. I don't even forget. So again, you got some solid wrestling. The promo by Riddle again was good. And the promo by Rhea was also good. I can't forget that one. But again, I like Theory. I think he's getting much better on with his promos. He seems more comfortable. He had 2 segments tonight where he was cutting them, so that was good. And Seth, as always, is just fantastic. Now, before I go, next week, I'm going to get a little bit of help from the Drip Prince. He shall be joining me for the show. So if you want to ask Little Man questions about what it's like being the next of kin to the Drip King, next week is your show. He will be helping me out as I'm going to miss like the first 30 minutes, but he's got it on lock for me. So with that said, I will be back on Seth top 10 wrestlers in 2020. Seth is a top. I'm putting Seth top 3 in 2022. That's me though. You have more people to list. That's me. I'm putting him top 3, possibly in top 2, but it's very close in that top 3 in my opinion. But yes, I will be back on Dynamite for the recap. After Dynamite for the recap, that'll be a fun show after today. I'll have quite a bit to say there probably. But until then, easy top 3. Thank you. Yes, you have more to pick from. You watch way more than I do. I'm sorry, I can't do it, but you watch way more. But yeah. Anyway, Dynamite recap. I will be back then. Podcast this weekend. I'll be back then as well. I'm everywhere for you on the Wrestling Buddy YouTube. So watch it, join us, engage. I love it. I love the engagement. I love it almost as much as watching wrestling because I just like talking with y'all. And again, special Monday night Raw recap next week with Drip King, with the little Drip Prince. We're going to put him on spot. We're going to see how he can handle things. And maybe, who knows, maybe he can handle a show on his own one day. But that's for another time. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. Much love to all of y'all. And I will see you all on Wednesday. That's right. I will be back on Wednesday, as I pointed out. So, goodbye. Boom. Oh, what the heck?